Good. Next, let's add another part to this game. We will try to simulate the full solar eclipse and partial solar eclipse by the means of total eclipse and partial eclipse. We show full shadow in green. Half shadow is indicated in yellow. I use a button for this. When this button is clicked, the current moon, sun and text will be removed from the screen and new sun, moon, earth should be displayed. Using these sprites, let's simulate the full shadow and the sub-shadow. Let's click animation again and see if we need more sprites. All the sprites we need have been added by now. Therefore, instead of adding new sprites, I change the position and scale of the existing sprites as I want them. Now, let's create the sprites needed for this part. They are the next button, moon, sun, earth and rays. For this, I click sprites and drag a VAR sprite equal create sprite block to the place where the sprites were created earlier as before. Here I have given next btn instead of sprite. Next, I am setting 370 and 370 using the same way I created earth. After clicking sprites, a VAR sprite equal create sprite block is dragged like this. Instead of sprite, I give earth. Here, I will give 50 and 350. For sun, click sprites again and drag a VAR sprite equal create sprite block here. Instead of sprite, give sun 2. Here 350 and 50 is given. To create the moon next, I click sprites again and drag a VAR sprite equal create sprite block like this. Here instead of sprite, moon 2 was given. Here it is arranged as 300 and 350. There should also be one more sprite. We need to create the rays. Once again, click on sprites and drag the VAR sprite equal create sprite block like this, and here give rays instead of sprite. Here, let's set it as 200 and 200. Next, we should give animations for these sprites. Go to the place where the code to provide animation was prepared. Click sprites again and drag 5sprite.set animation code blocks like this. Here the sprite is given as next btn, and from here let's select next btn1. Again, in the same way, change the sprite to earth in the next code block and select earth from here. Type sun2 here and select sun from here. Again, I type rays here and select rays from here. As the sprite in the rest of the code blocks, give moon 2 and click on this arrow and select moon. Okay, let's click the run button. In these sprites, the scale should be made. Click the reset button again. I click on sprites and drag 4 sprite.scale code blocks to the same place where the scale was set. Here, I give next btn and set the scale to 0.1. For the next code block, let's type as earth and give as 0.3 here. In the same way here, give sun2 and set the scale as 0.6. For the last code block, give the sprite as moon2 and type the scale as 0.26. Now, I click the run button. Okay, our sprites are designed accordingly. But when the game starts, these sprites called next btn, earth, sun2, moon2 and rays should be invisible. Now again, click the reset button. To make these 5 sprites invisible, I drag 5 sprite.visible code blocks in the sprite section below the code block where the scale is set. As the sprite in the first code block, I give next btn. If invisible, visible should be equal to 0. So here, let's type 0. Again, in the next code block, as the sprite, give it as earth and here give it 0. Here let's type as sun2 and give visible 0. In the same way, here type moon2 and give 0. In the last code block as a sprite, let's type rays and give 0 here. Now it's okay.